The transportation and security details for the president can cost around $150 million or more in a single year for the Secret Service to operate the Beast A Cadillac built like a tank, the Marine One helicopter, which is the latest Sikorsky VH-92 Patriot, the Ground Force One heavily armored bus, and finally Airforce One, the presidential aircraft, which is equipped with an advanced electronic air defense system designed to counter missile threats. However, what often proves to be the most challenging aspect for the Secret Service is managing the extensive motorcades. These motorcades are typically led by local law enforcement vehicles, followed by the pilot car, which is outfitted with electronic warfare capabilities. Directly behind the pilot car are two identical Cadillac limousines known as the Beast, which are heavily armored. The purpose of having two identical vehicles is to confuse potential assassins, making it difficult to determine which car the president is in. Following these lead vehicles are several other specialized cars, including the Roadrunner, a mobile communications system. We will also be looking at different scenarios, such as what happens if the Beast is hit by a simple FPV drone, and how a Marine One rescue operation coordinates with the motorcade, all in the video ahead. To give you an idea of how the Air Force had to adjust its routes during critical situations, let's look at what happened after the Twin Towers were struck during the 9/11 attacks. Air Force One was stationed at Sarasota Airport. They began takeoff at 9:55 a.m., but shortly after, the crew received a report that someone armed with a Stinger missile might be positioned at the end of the runway. This forced the pilot to change course to avoid any potential threat. However, the report later turned out to be false. Meanwhile, a jetliner crashed into the Pentagon, which had possibly been aimed at the White House, and another attack seemed imminent. Due to widespread miscommunication and misinformation, Air Force One was redirected towards Barksdale Air Force Base. With uncertainty about how many more hijacked planes might be targeting Washington, D.C., the Secret Service decided it was too dangerous to return the president to the capital. While Air Force One flew in a holding pattern over the Gulf of Mexico, the crew received word that the White House had received an anonymous threat stating, "Angel is next." Angel was the code name for Air Force One. For example, let's examine how we gather our sources from 1,000 digital news outlets and demonstrate how misinformation, media bias, and framing shaped the coverage of Donald Trump's recent comments about Liz Cheney. Ground News reports that 221 sources are covering this story. 53% lean left and 33% lean right. They have a biased distribution tool to help visualize this. Just below, you'll find the factuality rating to ensure the credibility of the sources. We can also look at who owns these news outlets. For instance, 56% of the sources are owned by media conglomerates. On the left, Spiegel frames Trump's remarks as fantasizing about guns aimed at Cheney, emphasizing potential incitement. On the right, Blaze Media disputes this with the headline, "Desperate Media claims Trump wants Liz Cheney to face a firing squad, but video proves they're lying, focusing on media credibility and defending Trump." This comparison shows how framing impacts perceptions, so to get credible sources. Ground News is offering my viewers 50% off their unlimited access Vantage plan during election season. This is their best deal of the year, and it's only available for a limited time. Be sure to use my link or scan the QR code here. This is Air Force One, the president's aircraft, and its whole program valued at approximately $3.9 billion. Interestingly, despite its advanced technology, the plane does not carry any onboard weapons. However, it is equipped with sophisticated electronic countermeasures to ensure the safety of the president and all on board. Let's take a closer look at what happens when a heat-seeking missile, such as the Iglis, is launched toward a potentially low-flying Air Force One. Once the aircraft's sensors detect the missile threat, the defense system is automatically activated. The system then deploys advanced countermeasures, emitting a very high signal that confuses the missile's guidance tech. This causes the missile to lock onto a false target and veer off course, neutralizing the threat. Simultaneously, Air Force One can ascend to a much higher altitude, further increasing its safety from other possible launch pad. Now let's move on to scenario 2. Interestingly, the motorcade for the President of the United States can consist of 40 to 50 vehicles. The size of the motorcade may vary, but it typically includes a wide range of vehicles. Stage 1 of the motorcade includes the local police vehicle, which acts as the lead car. Directly behind it is the Secret Service pilot SUV. These two vehicles work in coordination to clear the road, ensuring the route is safe and secure. Following these vehicles are motorcycles, also known as sweepers, which provide additional support. The sweepers can intervene if the pilot car commands them to stop at any intersection, especially if there is a need to investigate any suspicious activity. Stage 2 consists of the high-value asset, which includes another local police vehicle and a second Secret Service pilot car. At the center of this stage is the president's car, commonly known as the Beast. It has another identical twin, traveling closely together but in separate lanes whenever possible. This is to add an extra layer of security and prevent identification or confuse the attackers of the president's exact position. To demonstrate the growing significance of electronic warfare vehicles in the age of weaponized drones, protecting the Beast has become increasingly challenging, especially with drones flying around. These small FPV or first-person view drones, which can be easily purchased from stores like Walmart, can be re-engineered into lethal weapons. By attaching a simple TNT explosive stick with a detonator, these drones can be turned into potential threats that can still rock the Beast. However, these drones rely heavily on radio signals, which are controlled by a human pilot positioned up to a mile away, guiding the drone towards its target, such as this President Cadillac. This is where electronic warfare systems located on the top of this SUV comes into play. These multiple antenna systems work by jamming the radio signals between the drone and its pilot, effectively disrupting the communication link. When the connection is severed, the enemy's pilot loses both visual feedback and control of the drone. As a result, the mission can fail, and more importantly, the bomb attached to the drone will not detonate, since its trigger depends on the transmission of radio signals. This makes electronic warfare a critical defense against such drone-based threats. But what if the attackers are smarter, using a drone equipped with fiber optics like this variant but stacked with a warhead? This drone doesn't rely on radio signals, but instead uses fiber optics for communication. At the front of the drone is a camera with an RPU warhead positioned just below it. The warhead is flanked by 2 batteries here, along with 4 propellers. However, the drone has a drawback. The added weight from the fiber optic system reduces its flight time to just 15 to 20 minutes, and its range is limited to only 1 mile or less. In this scenario, the drone first strikes the piezoelectric trigger, which activates the detonator. The warhead, along with its conical liner, converges to create a jet of molten metal and heat, capable of penetrating a steel armor plate. But fortunately, this target is built like a tank. It has many layers, with its body made of 8-inch thick armor plating, including armored floor plates to protect against bomb blasts and small grenade launches. Additionally, the vehicle deploys thick smoke dispensers to confuse laser-targeted missiles like the Javelin, reducing the chance of a successful hit. It weighs around 20,000 pounds, which translates to approximately 9,000 kilograms. The vehicle is equipped with 8-inch thick bulletproof steel plating and 5-inch thick bulletproof glass. Due to the immense weight of these protective measures, engineers developed an ingenious solution by building the car on the frame of a GMC truck, which provides the structural strength needed to support the additional weight without reducing performance. Some may say the Beast is actually a truck or tank designed to resemble a Cadillac. Though it may appear somewhat compact in photos, the Beast stands around 6 feet tall, and at approximately 18 feet in length, it's as long as 2 standard cars combined. Beyond its armored exterior, this state vehicle includes a number of critical features designed to ensure the president's safety in any situation. One of the most remarkable additions is the onboard supply of blood, matching the president's blood type, allowing for immediate transfusions in case of a medical emergency. The car is also hermetically sealed to protect against chemical and biological attacks, ensuring that no harmful agents can penetrate the interior. Additionally, it is equipped with run-flat tires that allow it to keep moving even if the tires are damaged, along with night vision technology for enhanced visibility in low-light conditions. It has a series of defensive mechanisms such as smoke screens and oil slick dispensers to obstruct and deter any potential attackers. The attackers may attempt to ram the escort vehicles known as pilot cars, with the intention of blocking the 2 identical beasts from advancing. This would create a chaotic situation, allowing the attackers to further put pressure on the stationary convoy. The assassins could employ more conventional long-range tactics using sniper rifles like the Barrett M82. Because of close proximity of the Secret Service agents and local police officers, the attacker can be positioned up to a mile away. This high-powered rifle can still deliver a devastating impact even at such a distance, especially when targeting the windows of the Beast. Let's take a closer look at what happens when a large-caliber bullet is fired. As mentioned, the windows of the Beast are not made of standard bulletproof glass. Instead, they are constructed from a highly advanced combination of polycarbonate glass and vinyl. Despite these reinforced materials, the large-caliber bullet can still penetrate multiple layers of polycarbonate. However, the windows are an impressive 5 inches thick, designed to slow down even such powerful rounds. In the midst of this chaos, the Roadrunner system plays a critical role. This advanced communication platform, housed in the ball-shaped device located on top of the Roadrunner's roof, provides encrypted mobile and satellite communication. It ensures uninterrupted contact between the Beast and other tactical units, including the counter-assault teams. This secure communication allows the convoy to coordinate counterattacks, neutralize threats, or clear a path to ensure the safety of everyone involved. Finally, after successfully evading all potential threats and attacks, Marine One, the latest Sikorsky VH-92 Patriot helicopter, will coordinate a secure landing zone for the arrival of the Beast. Because of the gravity of the situation, 2 Black Hawk helicopters will be circling to scan the area and provide protection for any possible threats. Once the President is safely aboard Marine One, the helicopter will promptly depart for the nearest secure location. This flight will be escorted by the Black Hawk helicopters, which will continue to provide aerial surveillance and protection during the journey. A common question that might arise is, why doesn't the President use Black Hawk helicopters for transport? While Black Hawks are highly capable military aircraft with extensive defensive measures, Marine One is specifically designed and outfitted for presidential transport and secure communications channels. For example, if a shoulder-mounted missile is launched at the aircraft, the ECM system automatically detects the threat and activates itself. It sends out powerful beams of electromagnetic signals that interfere with the missile's infrared seeker, which relies on heat signatures to track its target. By jamming or confusing the missile's guidance system, the ECM renders the missile ineffective, causing it to lose track of the aircraft and veer off course. These systems provide critical protection and significantly reduce the risk of a successful attack on the Marine One aircraft. We also make original engineering content, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.